Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For a while I've been thinking about how cool it would be to make Christmas loads for some of my wagons, so that way when it's the Christmas season I can have some more fun things to run with my trains. And I found this kit by Boost, which makes a Christmas tree and Christmas presents. Additionally, for this project, I'm going to use the standard Pico OO9 wagons, and so I have the open wagon here and then also one of their flatbeds. And so I actually have two of these Christmas present kits, but I'm only going to be showing you the process that I use to make up one set. Alright, so opening the box, we'll be able to see like what the contents of this kit is, and then I'll be able to show you how to make what's in them. And so first, we're gonna pull out the Christmas tree and then the little base for the tree. And then the next thing that is included in the box is the sprues that have all of the presents and the Christmas tree's decorations in them. And so opening that up, we'll then be able to see that the 5 sprues of Christmas presents are all identical, but they are in 5 different colors, which are blue, green, silver, gold, and red. And then you can also see that there's a little star that you can make up for the tree, and some Christmas ornaments as well. Alright, and here you can also see that there are instructions included with the kit. However, they are all in German, and I can't read German, so I can't really tell you what they say, but they are still pretty easy to follow because they include pictures on how to build the stuff. Now let's get started. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to take one of the present pieces off of the sprue, and then you'll also want to grab one of the ribbon pieces from a different color, and then after that you'll put them together, and that way a present is made up. Then you'll want to do the same thing with all of the other presents, and you just want to put a variety of colors together, and so you can just choose whichever colors you like and then put them all together, and that way you'll end up with a variety of Christmas presents that are all pretty unique from each other. Alright, once all the presents were put together, I was able to put them in the wagon, and that was when I realized there was a small problem with my plan, and that was that with just putting the presents in the wagon while it was completely empty, it revealed that the presents were actually a bit too small to fill up the entire wagon, so you couldn't really see them all very well unless you were looking over the top of the wagon, so let's fix that. Alright, so my original plan for boosting the height of these presents in the wagon was to use some extra foam board that I had lying around, and basically what you want to do is you just make some marks that correspond to the inside dimensions of the wagon, and then you want to cut that out and you can put the foam in the wagon, and that way the presents will just rest on top of that. However, I did actually have a problem with the foam that I used, and I cut it just a little bit too big, and so I got it stuck in the wagon, and then it took me about probably 5 minutes to get it back out again. So instead of using foam, my next idea was to use plastic card, and this is actually what I did go with in the end, because I was able to file the plastic card so that I could take it out of the wagon when I needed to, And what you're seeing here is I'm just gluing the support pieces to the bigger piece so that way it's at the height that I want it to be. Then when you're getting ready to glue the load together in a way in the wagon, one way to keep it removable is to put some plastic wrap under the support piece for the load before you start gluing the actual load to that piece. And that way the glue won't stick to the wagon and it also doesn't stick to the plastic wrap. So you can just take the pieces out when you're done. Alright, so now you can see I'm just kind of grabbing random presents and putting them all in the wagon, and I'm gluing them down, and that way you'll end up with a nicely assorted set of Christmas presents that are in your wagon. Alright, so then once you're done, you can easily just take the plastic wrap out of your wagons and take it off the present loads, and you're done. And as you can see, it is very easy to drop into the wagon and then remove it again. Alright, and for the flatbed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Christmas tree on the flatbed, but I don't really like the Christmas tree that came in the kit, so I'm going to substitute it for one of mine because I feel like it looks better. And then I'm also going to put the little Christmas star on the wagon as well. And then I'm also going to put the little base, but I'm kind of going to use it as like a little bowl that the ornaments are going to go in. And then I also have some brown thread that I'm going to use as rope to hold it all down. Alright, so here you can see I'm just kind of gluing everything down to the wagon. And I will say that the hardest part was actually getting the rope on because it was hard to get the thread to stick to the glue. And so most of what you're actually going to see is me waiting for the glue to attach properly to the rope. And so what you're seeing in 30 seconds took about 45 minutes of my time in reality. Right, overall I feel like this was a really fun project and I'm definitely really happy with how the wagon loads turned out. One thing I do need to say though is that the wagon load for the flatbed is not removable, but because the Pico flatbeds come in packs of 2, I figured that that wouldn't be as big of a deal because I still have one that does not have a load on it. And finally, thank you all for watching. I hope you found this video enjoyable. Let's put the wagons on the track and give them a small run. Merry Christmas, everyone. See you all next time.